how do you prepare for a home inspection, whether it be a buyer or a seller? How do you prepare for a home inspection?
Well, for a seller, you want to make sure that you declutter the areas that the inspector is going to need access to. He needs to get into the attic, so make sure that you don't have any couches in the way or things like that. If the access is in a closet, a bedroom closet, please clear that stuff off the shelf because we're not supposed to touch any of your personal belongings. Within reason, I mean, if there's a shoebox or two, I'll move it. But if you've got, all your high school stuff up there and books and things like that, I can't, I can't be liable for that, nor would you want me going through that stuff. So please clear that out. Garages, make sure I have access to that water heater. A lot of times, I understand these people are getting ready to move, right? So they fill the garage. We all do that. But keep in mind, in order to move, the people buying your house need to have this inspector get in here and take a look at things thoroughly. And that includes water heaters and water softeners and things you find in the garage like that. So make sure there's a path to that. We don't want locked doors. A lot of times I'll come in and there's one locked door here or there and there's no explanation. Sometimes, they've got valuables, okay, but sometimes they just forget. Today and this is happening more and more, the electrical panel was locked. They had a master padlock on it and no key anywhere. I need to get into the electrical panel to see it. So that's extra money that the buyer now is obligated to spend to have me come out later when that's opened up. And they will likely ask you, the seller, to pay for it because it wasn't ready when it was supposed to be. So just make sure the house is ready for me as a seller. As a buyer, to prepare yourself, just know that there's going to be findings in the home. There is no perfect home. Don't look at this with an emotional attachment or an emotional reaction. Understand that everything is fixable for the most part. I have never seen a house yet that is not fixable, a complete tear down. There's always going to be something, and inspections can be scary. So I work hard at speaking with a calm tone and putting things into perspective rather than just walking in there and saying this wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, and that needs to be fixed. And oh, by the way, that's a fire hazard and someone's going to get electrocuted. Well, those things may be true, but there's a better way of expressing that.
Sure. And that's why we appreciate you, Danny. We as a team, the Ron Arnold team, and a lot of our fellow colleagues have been utilizing Danny Swanson, not because we get a kickback or anything like that. We trust that Danny providing not only us, but our clients the best information for them. Because if it's not a good idea for them to purchase, or it's going to be significant amount of revisions or costs to fix the things that have come up in the home inspection, we're going to advise to walk, right? Unless the seller is able to address it. And so Danny has a fair understanding of that. He's been in the business for over 10 years, and he's been doing this for a long time. And he has a good idea and able to provide consultation to buyers and sellers on what to do and how to best go about a solution that is a win-win for all parties. So that's why we trust Danny, and that's why I love having you on here, Danny. Appreciate you doing that.
Thank you. And that's one of the things I appreciate about the Ron Arnold team. I can sit there and tell you straight out, look, this is a big expense. This is a big problem. I don't know that this is the best idea. And that's just my opinion. And I'm not going to sway a buyer one way or another, but I can be honest with every agent on that team and not worry about them being upset that I'm finding issues.
Right, because there are agents out there. They're like, Danny, I know there might be some issues, but hush, hush, let's get this deal done so I can get my paycheck. Don't need to bring all that stuff up.
Yeah, fortunately for me, I guess it'd be for anybody, but I look at it as a blessing. There are those agents out there and they don't use me. They use me once or twice and then they move on because they don't want a thorough inspection. They want their deal to go through. So I don't really hear from them too much. And when they do call and I know it's an agent that's kind of in that pocket, my schedule's full.